to VRC Carpet Track number 7 for the 2017 VRC World Championship here for 13.5 Spec Touring Car. Getting set to go 7 drivers on the grid here for our A main, a 5-minute race here for these drivers. Looking for that tone to sound. Your top qualifier, Matthias Nadribo, off and underway. Right out of the gate here in this one. Dan Haley going to take over that number 1 spot. Nadribo going to be right there behind him, first and second. On the left-hand side, oh, Nadribo catching that inside curve just a bit, getting up on 2 wheels. Haling now out to the lead here in this one. Nadribo in the number 2 spot. Hernandez in the number 3 spot here in this one. Pretty clean start out front here for your front runners in this one. Onto the left side through that tricky chicane. They go down that long back straightaway, pushing the 13.5 Spec cars to the limit here in this one. And Nadribo now, he's got Hernandez closing the gap up on him. Second and third, Hernandez looking for the inside line, and he makes the move. Nadribo making a little bit of a mistake there. Hernandez goes on by. Back around onto the right-hand side now. Hernandez dropping the number 3 spot, or number 2 spot. Haling out front. And now Hernandez setting his sights on Haling. Right now, Johnny Hernandez looks to be the fastest driver on the track early on here in this one. His fast lap at 14.3. Laying it down here in our 13.5 Spec class. Dan Haling going to be out front by 0.2 of a second right now. Nadribo in that number 3 spot. Oh, Hernandez bumping that inside curb, but keeps it on all fours. Looking for the inside line on Haling now. Not quite close enough to make the pass there. Haling holding him off. Oh, Haling goes a bit wide, bumps the outside wall. Hernandez now bumping in the number 1 spot. Haling trying to take it back from him through the switchbacks. Down the backstretch they go now. Hernandez out front. Haling in the number 2 spot. Nadribo in the number 3 spot. Bales in the 4. Giordano in the 5 spot. Hernandez out to the lead now. About a car length over Haling in the number 2 spot. Down the backstretch they go right now. Johnny Hernandez, the green and white, out front leading the way. Just about to the 2-1 minute mark here in this one. Haling in that number 2 spot still. Matthias Nadribo in the number 3 spot. Your top qualifier out of qualifying. Dana Bales in the 4. Giordano still in the 5. Top 3 drivers starting to spread it out just a little bit right now on our 4th place driver. Dana Bales going to drop about 1 second back out of 3rd. And look at Haling now. Dan Haling making a move right there. Straight line through the switchback section. Moves his way up into the number 1 spot. Hernandez drops to 2nd now. Nadribo trying to close that gap up on him. Top 3 drivers all right there together. Back and forth goes Haling and Hernandez. Hernandez looking for the inside line. Hernandez back to the lead now. Haling dropping to the number 2 spot. Drag race down the backstretch onto the right-hand side they go. Hernandez hugging that tight inside line. Dan Haling, though, grabbing a handful of throttle, working his way through the switchbacks once again. Haling now back up to the number 1 spot. Dived at the inside. Hernandez back to the front now. Down the backstretch they go onto the right-hand side. Some close racing here for 13.5. Hernandez out front. Oh, Hernandez bumps the inside pipe. Haling now to the lead. Dan Haling now taking over the number 1 spot here in the red and white. Onto the left side he goes. Hernandez looking for the inside line. Down the backstretch they go onto the right side. Hernandez tries to set him up near even pace between these 2 drivers. Back and forth they go. Matthias Nadribo in the number 3 spot still. And now Haling back up to the number 1 spot. Onto the left side, down the backstretch they go. Side by side drag race. Hernandez a little bit more power there, laying it down into the straightaway. Hernandez, oh, Haling making a little bit of a mistake there, bumping that inside curb once again. Hernandez now about a car length and a half ahead of Haling, the number 2 spot as they come down the backstretch. Back around onto the right-hand side, Hernandez, Haling, Nadribo. Now we're looking at your top qualifier, Matthias Nadribo right now. He's in the 3rd place spot. He started first on the grid right out of the gate here in this one, though. Haling was able to take over the lead. He's sitting back in the number 3 spot right now, about 0.8 of a second back from 1st and 2nd. There's back to the front now. Hernandez out front. Dan Haling in the number 2 spot as they work their way through the chicane. Oh, Hernandez just about losing it right there. Just about spinning all the way around on that one. A good save for Hernandez, holding on to the top spot. Haling is still in the number 2 spot. And now Nadribo only 0.2 of a second back from Dan Haling. Haling going to be 0.4 of a second back right now from your leader Hernandez down the backstretch onto the right-hand side. Now less than a minute to go in this one. Hernandez, Haling, Nadribo, Bales, Giordano, your top 5 right now. Working their way back around onto the left-hand side, coming down that long back straight. Now Hernandez out front here in this one. Haling in that number 2 spot. Nadribo in the number 3 spot. Here they come back around now. Onto that left-hand side once again. Haling trying to put the pressure on Hernandez. Trying to close that gap up on him. 0.3 of a second apart right now with 20 seconds left to go. Haling pushing hard here in this one. We're looking at Dan. Oh, Haling puts it into the pipe there. Haling making a big mistake on that one, catches the inside curb, and that is going to bury him in the pack in this one, and that's going to shatter his chances at a top 3 finisher in the World Championship as time is about to expire. So Nadribo now up into the number 2 spot. That may move Dana Bales up into the number 3 spot. We'll have to wait and see as they come around. Time has expired. Your winner, Johnny Hernandez, taking the win. Matthias Niedro taking second, and Dana Bales rounding out your top 3.